So one of the things we wanted to do is just share a little bit about some of the adventures that we've been on since coming here to Papua New Guinea a little over 2 months ago. We work a lot, but we still have had some time for some fun outdoor activities.
So one of the first adventures that we took as a family was to go up to the top of the mountain that we could see over here called Mount Tapi.
Starting our hike to the top of Mount Tapi. This is John Opa, who just is giving us a tour up here.
It's my place.
John, this is your place.
Yes, I born here, and it's my place. I born here.
We're trying to make it to the top of Mount Tapi, hiking as a big family. Still have a ways to go.
And finally made it up to the very, very tip top of this mountain. And we look out at these majestic views. It's so beautiful. And all you can see over on this side is beautiful blue skies and the valley in the distance. And then over here on this side, all you could see was these huge, enormous rain clouds coming in. And they were about to overtake us. And so Jake pops out his drone for just a
2 minutes.
2 minute quick little
Unless I get lost in the storm.
flight. And we see it going out and we're all worried that it's not gonna come back. But he finally gets it up, takes some pictures and then brings it back. And
then we rush down the mountain.
And then we start, as we're packing up to go down the mountain, the rain comes pouring in.
One of the other fun activities we got to do was go to a rural bush church. And so we had a round trip, about 5-mile hike to church. So we hiked out there, we went to church. The church itself was a great experience. When we went in and sat down, one of the first things we noticed is that there are strings of fruit going between the aisles of all of the church. And then at the end of this beautiful worship service, when time came for the offering, these women literally walked in the first fruits of their offering from their crop. And that was a really neat thing to be able to see.
I
was wondering where Harvey was. He's like Zacchaeus. He's up in the tree at church.
Another adventure we've taken as a family a couple of times now is to go out to a place called the Sliding Rocks or the Water Cup, which is a waterfall and then a place where the rocks get really mossy and the kids can start at the top and just slide their way down to the bottom.
And on the way out to the Sliding Rocks, there's this little cultural center. And the family there had been digging some fish ponds, and they ended up finding a bunch of stone artifacts from their ancestors who used to build stone axes and other things in that area. And so they created this little cultural center, which is neat to see and experience.
When new missionaries move to Papua New Guinea, here in Kujip, one of the things that they have each new family do is to go out for a cultural immersion experience within the first month or two of the time that they're here. So last week we were able to go out to a village close to here called Kawi. The very first time that we stepped foot into the village, basically there were probably 100 people
we were the first white people to ever stay in the village.
This throng of people just swarmed around us because it was so interesting to have new people, and it was one of the best experiences that we've had here thus far.
When you go visit a village in Papua New Guinea.
So we walked out of our house into the village and we walked down the road going to the water, and this whole group of people was going with us. So we were not walking by ourselves. We were walking with a group of 100
50, 100 people.
Easily. And we're going down and Jake's a little further ahead and I hear this big shoo. And I saw something go right above my head and jumped down. I had the baby on me and I looked up and I was like, what was that? And everybody just started laughing and they thought it was so funny. It was this big bird.
One of the goals for our time in the village was to get to learn and practice some more pidgin. And we had a family, Cedric and Sarah and their 2 children, that was a great blessing to us that lived in Kawi. And Janae and I spent every afternoon with Cedric just practicing pidgin, learning pidgin, talking in pidgin. We'd walk through the village and practice our pidgin. And towards the end of the week, we got to do a mumu with Cedric and Sarah, which is a very special feast where they heat up rocks and bury food in the ground with these heated rocks to warm and cook the food.
Mibla Linum took pigeon good planao.
One things we got to do was visit a school while we were there, a secondary school for high school students, and they were so fascinated by having us there, and it was fun to sit with them and have 50 students around asking us all sorts of questions about America, asking if we had a bride price in America, if we would give pigs when we got married, and I said, no, I did not exchange
Just
any
a
pigs
ring.
for Janae, just a ring.
One of the things that we thought would be not so good when we went to the village was having questionable power, questionable water, but actually it quickly became one of the fun things. We were able to go and do a wash long wada, which is just to wash or bathe in the river, which was awesome and fun for the kids. They loved that.
Fun for me too.
I know, Jake liked it too. I liked it too.
Milo is quite the hit with everyone here.
We got to watch people make coffee where they ground and dried and eventually roasted the coffee beans.
These are all the coffee beans drying out that people picked, drying in the sun.
The kids absolutely loved it there. They just played outside all day long, and they loved this one tree, which they called the rhino beetle tree, where they would run and find these huge black rhino beetles. There were, I don't know, hundreds of them around, but they would find them and just play with them all day.
The kids in Papua New Guinea play outside 24/7. The kids would play marbles, they'd play rugby, they'd go down to the river and gather this clay from the river and they'd make figurines out of the clay. They would run around and make things out of bamboo and just have a great time together. And it was beautiful for our kids to get to participate in that as well. One of my favorite things was towards the end of the week, I got to escape by myself and just go explore. So I went out into the bush, I found a river, and I just walked up the river, and it was delightful.
I am just out in the middle of the bush in Papua New Guinea, and I love it. Yeah.
We've honestly loved it here so much. It's beautiful, the scenery is just majestic. Everywhere you look, there are mountains, there are rivers everywhere. It's just honestly a spectacular place to live. It's beautiful. But also, the people are some of the nicest, most generous people that I've ever met.
We had so many people bring us stalks of bananas and pineapple and papaya all the time we've been here in Kujip, but especially when we were in the village.
People just take care of each other. It's not this individualistic mentality here. They're just thinking of other people. They think of the village or the
Everyone is
people.
considered family.
Everyone's considered family. I just am really amazed every day at how kind people are here.
Thank you everyone who's been following along and praying for us. We're really grateful, and we look forward to sharing more about what God's doing through our work in the hospital here, through our work on building relationships and just enjoying the people in Papua New Guinea.
almost smoke.
Oh, smoke!
Smoking. Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah, smoking. Yes, you're right.
Am I right or keep going?
I'm alright. Go ahead.
Okay, now blow it. Blow it. Blow it.
Oh, no, no.
No. It's a video.
I think we need to say something just in closing about
losing Harvey.
no, about just we'll skip that part.
Jake lost Harvey again. Well,
We're not gonna.
another kid.
Yeah.
He's not lost Harvey before. He just lost Ford before, and now he's lost Harvey too.
We're not gonna put on the video about how I've lost 2 children in Papua New Guinea. I got him back. We found him in the jungle.
Oh, like gap in there.
I can't get Milo to sit down for breakfast because he's chasing a cockroach. Milo, come sit down.
So beautiful.